there, you butt monkeys. Welcome to TP For Your Earholes. My name is Charlene Schmidt, and with me is...
Patrick Schmidt.
Hello!
Hi.
And hello to all of you out there. Thanks for joining us. Today we've got a fantastic show lined up because we're doing part 2 of a topic that we have done before. Is our top 10 little things and moments that make us laugh. We had such a good time doing this that we had to do it again.
This is something that has been at the back of our brains for quite a while. It's been on the back burner for a hot minute. We are ready now with 10 fresh new moments apiece that hopefully resonate with you too.
Yeah, we are ready to do you now. So before we get into that, though, let's do the whole spiel about how you can contact us and reach out and share comments on your top 10 moments.
Fortunately, we're on a lot of different social media platforms. We're on Blue Sky, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. We're also on YouTube at TP For Your Earholes. For all of those, we'll get you exactly what you're looking for. If you're not following us already on at least one of those platforms, what are you doing?
You're staying off social media, and honestly, some days I don't blame you.
Fair. Yes, absolutely. And regardless of how you got here, we're glad you're here. And if you're staying off social media, hit up tpforyourearholes.com and be sure to send us a message using our contact form. We would love to hear from you, whether it's your favorite moments or other things that we've talked about on other episodes, or literally anything relating to Beavis and Butt-head. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, we just like talking about Beavis and Butt-head. That's a big part of why we started the podcast. So let's do that. Let's talk about our top 10 little moments that we love and appreciate, but part 2.
And if you haven't heard part 1, cool, welcome. You don't need part 1 to understand part 2.
Nah.
The whole idea is these are just moments that consistently make us laugh. Every time we see them, we know we're going to laugh. When we pull up a certain episode, we know there's going to be that moment. And that is just one of the joys that we've really found in this show, is it's consistently always going to bring a smile to our face, always going to make us laugh. And part of the reason why we love this show so much is that there are so many of those moments.
I would even dare say that every episode has at least one of these kinds of moments. And since this is only round 2 of however many we're going to have, we're going for some of the heavier hitters, the ones that immediately come to our minds. Now, when we're in round 23, it's going to be more deep cuts.
Absolutely. And now here's the question. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
How about you go first?
Okay. So a little bit of background. If you haven't been listening to necessarily every single episode of TP For Your Earholes, I'm going to say it again. I am in the middle of a series rewatch of Beavis and Butt-head, starting with season 1, episode 1. So a lot of my picks are going to come from the first maybe 4 to 5 seasons, because I've been reminded of so many little moments in that rewatch that I had either forgotten about or was re-impressed of. Like, I knew that, but oh wow, that really was a funny moment. And I have to start with what I think is the strongest one on my list.
Okay, do it.
And I'm going to hope that we can insert the sound effect here. And that sound effect is the sound effect that pops up when Beavis gets high.
Yeah.
Butt-head has this sort of, right? It's much more normal. Beavis's sound is so distorted and it's so funny. The most obvious place where this happens is when he sniffs paint thinner in Home Improvement in that episode. It is literally the perfect sound effect. I don't know if there's ever been a better sound effect in the history of television.
No disagreement from me. I love that sound effect almost as much as you do. Almost.
And every time I hear it, I just laugh my ass off. I swear. It is so well done, and you know exactly what's happening. As poor Beavis's mind, as frazzled as it is already, is now completely off the rails.
Big time. And that is why we love it.
Yes. Oh, God. Every time. Every time. I do remember the first time I was exposed to that was that episode Home Improvement, and him getting high off the paint thinner, and then the same sound effect pops up when he's painting Anderson's cat's butt. This is like, this is perfect. This is a perfect representation of what's going through the mind of somebody who is engaged in these kinds of activities. It's beautiful.
It's a fun thing to watch on TV.
Yes.
In real life, not so much.
Not so much. So how about you? What's on your list? Maybe not the top of your list, but what's something that's on your list that's going to be a strong kickoff to where we're going to go with your picks?
Well, you were talking about doing a lot of things from earlier seasons, so how about I start off my list with something from later seasons?
Okay.
Like in Mike Judge's Beavis and Butt-head. I truly adore the segment where they're watching the lady from New Zealand speed binge through the Big Macs. And Beavis envisions this whole life with her in this, 2-3 minutes?
Yes.
Yeah. I love this so much. It says so much about Beavis and the psychology of not just himself, but how he thinks about relationships. And the more I think about this kind of stuff, the more I think I get Beavis stans, honestly.
Yeah. And this really does show, I think there's a maturation that's happened in Beavis over the years, where he's become less of a destructive, almost more introspective.
Way more.
And it's a neat evolution in his character.
It's one of the things I really like in the newer seasons that's developed is that Beavis is more introspective. He's much more, dare I say, emotionally intelligent.
Yeah.
He can actually go in there and pick some things out. And I'm not sure how, I think there was an inkling of that self-awareness in earlier Beavis and Butt-head, but it really comes out in the newer stuff. And I love it.
Yeah, and, things like, she would have to put the Big Macs first. I understand that.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yes. And he's just so impressed by this talent.
Yeah.
It's immediate love.
It's a talent, that's for sure.
It's something.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go on to your next pick.
All right, so the second one on my list is I love it when Beavis tries to act hard.
Define hard.
I love it when Beavis tries to put himself out there as something that he's not, particularly as a black gangster.
Hey, he did grow up in Compton,
This is where I'm going with this idea, is the entirety of the Gin and Juice video.
Well, this is a bigger moment, but it's a moment.
But the moment that really gets me, because you got to watch the full thing to get the reason why this is so funny, and it's Butthead's retort at the end of the video.
Yes.
Which I wrote down because I want to get it right. You've never been to Compton. You're never going to go to Compton. You're going to be here for the rest of your life. You're stupid. You don't have any money, and you're never going to score. Just that off the top was so good. And it still is to this day. It's like when somebody tries to act that way, how do you respond when somebody puts you in your place so well?
Yeah, I don't think you can do anything like that. That's just my only reaction to that is, damn. And that's why it made my favorite of the music video commentaries.
Yes.
This sequence right here.
Oh, it's so good. And it reminds me of a friend I had growing up. I'm not going to put his name out there, but it is a very much a Midwestern white boy name. And he was...
Bob.
Bob was very much into rap. DMX was his favorite rapper. And he's wearing hats with straight bills. And he is the whitest of the white dudes. It felt like cultural appropriation.
Ooh.
And this is what I should have said to him. I should have taken a cue from Butthead and said all of those things. And would it have changed anything? Probably not.
No, but maybe you would have felt better.
Yeah, because how do you respond when somebody who kind of looks like Beavis says, I'm a straight G, Watch your back, homie.
Yeah.
Me and Snoop, we used to go to the Compton swap meet together.
Yeah, no, you're going to the farmer's market in Highland, if you're lucky.
Yeah, so that whole video is great, but it's really Butthead's rant at the end that sets it off, and that's the moment that I'm going to submit for this list.
Fantastic. Love it.
Cool.
Well, how about another newer pick from the 2011 season 8, if you will. And I always get a kick out of this episode whenever it comes up in our watch, and it's the episode Going Down. Every time the elevator says going down, I laugh a little bit. And I laugh even more when I'm in a real elevator and I'm going down.
It can't help but remind you of that episode, right?
Every freaking time. And it actually doesn't even matter so much anymore which direction I'm going in. I still think of this episode and I hear in my head, going down.
Nice. Yeah, and that really is like a perfect sequence, too, of the woman who's trapped in the elevator with them, realizing what the situation is and really taking advantage of it.
She plays it so well.
Maybe one of the smartest characters we've ever seen.
Yes, that is why she made some earlier episode of the podcast. I do not recall which one at this particular moment, but the fact that she read the situation so fast and got herself the hell out of there, yeah, bravo.
So the third one on my list is very much like the second one on my list, which is I love it when Beavis acts hard. And there's a line that I think we overlook as a fandom.
No?
And this is from an episode or a music video that is 24/7 Spies, and the song is called Stuntman. And if you don't know that reference, you will probably remember the line, "You just don't know how to groove, white boy."
Wow.
Which is what Beavis says to Butthead during the course of that video. And I heard it on my rewatch. I heard that line. I was like, how did I forget that this line existed? It's so well done.
Honestly, I forgot it existed.
Yeah, you just don't know how to groove, white boy.
Because you yourself are not such a pasty white boy. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So that little moment, I think I had to pause what I was watching because I was like doubled over in laughter. It was like, oh, God, I forgot that existed. Oh, my gosh. A line worthy of more praise than it gets, I think.
Yes, let's spread the awareness. Let's make this more of a thing in the fandom. Let's not forget.
Yes. How about you? What's next on your list?
I have but a name for you.
Oh, boy.
Who's Howard? Howard. In Bride of Butthead, the way Beavis says it, it makes me laugh every single damn time. And my apologies to everybody out there who's named Howard, but
Yes.
I like making fun of your name.
And it's not a name that you hear very often anymore, so
No.
maybe Beavis and Butt had something to do with that. Or they kind of helped precipitate the downfall of the popularity of the name Howard.
No, I think Howard was on its way out already by the time Beavis and Butt-head was airing.
Sure.
Now it's all tragedy types of names.
Oh, right.
You've got to spell the name really weird, and it's got to be completely unique from everybody else. And this poor generation of children, they're going to grow up with just the dumbest freaking names. Howard looks pristine by comparison.
Well, if somebody was named Howard now, it'd be spelled HOUGHWOUGHARDH.
Don't give people ideas. Please. Some asswipe will do that. And their poor kid is going to be named Howard with way more vowels than is necessary.
Way more H's.
So, oh God, it's always freaking H's. Yeah. Ainsley and Brainsley and Tinsley and fuck you. Sorry. I subscribe to the tragedy subreddit and I hear these stories on a day. Well, I read these stories on a daily basis. And man, there are some dumbass people out there having kids and giving them dumbass names.
When did you get old?
A while ago, I think. But yeah, I am showing my age, aren't I? I'm grumpy about all sorts of stupid shit now.
So can I bring us back to season 8?
Do it.
Because this will be a little bit of a recurring theme, because there are a few moments in season 8 that I actually highlighted for our first episode that I just didn't get to.
Yeah?
And I want to make sure that I give season 8 the respect that it deserves, because I feel like sometimes it can be overlooked. And there's something that happened in the very first episode of season 8 that let me know things were going to be okay.
And that was?
The Werewolves of Highland, when the boys go try to get bit, and the guy who ends up biting them, he has a line, and it's just such a perfect reading of a line that I can't help but laugh every time, which is, "You got $1?"
Oh, it's that one? Okay, that is not the line I thought you were going to go for.
Yeah, it's like, "Hey, will you bite us?" And he's like, "You got $1?" It's like, "We got some gum. I like me gum."
Yes.
But I don't know why "you got $1." Just the way he says it. Like, "I'll bite you, but you have to give me $1." Well, but it was not only the line, but the way he says it in this kind of, "You got $1." Like it's one word.
Yes.
So that character's name is Henry. Hi, Henry. How you doing there?
Henry.
Voiced by Toby Huss.
Toby Huss? Toby Huss, you did an amazing job voicing that character. Thank you.
By the way, we also follow Toby on at least one of our social media platforms.
Hey, look at us.
And is an interesting follow. Actually posts fairly regularly. Go follow him. I believe it's Instagram where I follow him, or where we follow him, I should say.
Yeah, but you mostly follow that account, whereas I supervise more of the blue sky, so I should probably hop on Instagram every now and then and see what Toby's up to. Yeah. Sounds cool.
We got to be sure to tag him in this episode. Let him know that his work's appreciated.
Yes, we definitely will. And in the show notes. Well, hey, while we're talking about season 8 and the 2011 season, I've got another pick from there, so how about we just keep rolling with it?
Awesome. Love it.
Let's talk about Butthead's impersonation of Farrah from Teen Mom. This was back when they were watching clips from Teen Mom.
Oh my gosh. Yay. This is so great.
Breast augmentation.
Breast augmentation.
It's nobody's business unless I die.
Those are so well done and so funny.
So good.
Yeah.
The way he immediately clocks, wow, these people all talk through their nose. Yes. And after he pointed that out and I started noticing it in a lot of people's voices, it drives me nuts now.
You? What?
I know. I have so many psychotic freaking hatreds when it comes to mouth things. Thank you, misophonia. And anything auditory. I don't know, 95% of things just grate on me.
And his imitation of it in that very specific Butthead way is just hilarious. I agree with you. And I'm surprised I didn't think of that one to put on my list myself.
I'm a little surprised too, given how often we quote that. I mean, we quote it sometimes. It's
Sure.
not a heavy rotation favorite anymore, but when it was a little newer, we did say it quite a bit.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm sorry, but Farrah deserves to be made fun of. In every way.
Yes.
All right, let's move on to your next pick.
So I'm going to mix in a couple of examples that I think really speak to my career as a teacher.
Okay.
There are a couple in the classroom moments that really, really, really do resonate with me. And there was one that I had forgotten about. And I think I'd forgotten about it because this episode is season 3. It's Incognito, which is not a typically viewed episode, meaning it's not on like the Mike Judge collection DVDs. I don't think it was on like the 90s and early 2000s VHS and DVD releases. It's not a very popular episode.
So harder to get.
Much harder to get. And it's one of those episodes that features Earl, who we've talked about on this podcast before, is one of my favorite side characters. And I had forgotten that this moment had existed, but Earl comes to class with a gun.
Oh, yeah.
Which is probably why you don't see this pop up in the collections.
Honestly, too relevant.
Yeah, with a gun, and there's an exchange of gunfire, and Earl shouts out the line, Mr. Van Driessen don't like people firing at him while he's diagramming photosynthesis.
Let the man nerd out.
Right. And in the episode, they had set up this really cool dynamic between Van Driessen and Earl where Van Driessen knows he has a gun and he's just like, just don't let me see it. And then Earl takes out his gun and Van Driessen is like, what did I tell you, Earl?
Yes, in that overly calm Van Driessen way. And it's a freaking gun, and yet...
But at the same time, like, Earl's defending his teacher. And even if he doesn't like photosynthesis, I think it's really kind of a cute moment where he likes Van Driessen and it comes out in this very organic kind of way. And I mean, mad props to Earl for sticking up for his teacher that way.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, I guess it's nice that he likes and respects at least one of his teachers. This is a dynamic I wish we could have seen more of.
And the way it came out, it didn't like people firing at him when he's diagramming photosynthesis.
Or any time, really, but especially then.
Yeah, and I'm just like, when am I going to have a student fire a gun and say, Mr. Patrick doesn't like people firing at him when he's diagramming sentences?
We're doing a data analysis and working on spreadsheets.
But it was a moment I appreciated, and when I rewatched that episode, I laughed quite a bit at that line.
Nice. Very good pick.
Yeah, so for those of you out in listening land, if you can get your hands on a copy of Incognito, please do. It's pretty awesome.
All right. I believe we are on to my next pick.
Yes, please. I'd love to know. You've been hitting grand slams with everyone, so let's keep it going.
Oh, hey, yours aren't so bad yourself, buddy. Let's see if I keep it up with this one. And it is the way Beavis answers the phone in Beavis and Butt-head Are Dead.
Oh, yes.
Who are you? And I just did on camera the very millennial thing of doing the hand gesture with the phone.
Yes.
And you know how generationally how that has changed. We put the fingers out because that looks more like a phone to us.
Right.
But if you grew up with smartphones your whole life, you just hold the brick.
Right. Well, and the other fun one is ask people to take a picture.
Yes.
And our generation does the index finger click, and the younger folks just move their thumb on a phone.
Same kind of thing, just differently done.
But I do think it strikes back to something we talked about in another episode that I love, which is when Beavis and Butt-head just don't have quite the right phrasing for what they're trying to get to. And honestly, who are you is not that far off from hello.
But it's just far off enough to be funny and for you to take note of it.
Yeah, and just far off enough to be rude.
That too. Although, honestly, if I accidentally pick up the phone and it's a scam call or something, I really want to say, who are you? But I just hang it up and then block that number because I don't want to deal with that.
Well, hopefully we've given our listeners maybe an idea, and maybe you can let us know how it goes if you give it a shot.
Was this the prototype for new phone Who Dis?
I think it's maybe a starting point, yeah. I don't know if it was directly responsible, but let's just say it was, just for the sake of argument.
Let's just say it was a launching point, and whoever came up with new phone Who Dis
totally ripped it off from
pulling
Beavis.
it from here. Yeah, come on. Let's make this happen.
Yes.
Okay, back to you, sir.
All right, well, I'm going to stay in teaching mode.
All right.
And something that I've wanted to say to students many, many, many times, but I haven't, and that's a line from Buzzcut.
Okay.
And that line comes from, again, another episode that might be kind of tough to find, which is season 4's Water Safety.
Ooh, yeah.
And that line is, do you have an explanation for your inexplicable behavior? And I also love the follow-up that Butt-head gives, which is, I was dead.
Hey, you know what? Honestly, I think that is as good of an excuse as you can possibly give.
But I do think that is a line that all teachers identify with, and I think all parents identify with, too.
No doubt.
Do you have an explanation for your inexplicable behavior? I love it.
Yeah, let's face it. We've all been children. When the prefrontal cortex is not fully formed, you do some stupid shit you yourself cannot explain. Seemed like a perfectly good idea at the time, and then afterward, maybe not so much.
And just that little line of dialogue helped me feel okay as a teacher, that it's okay to feel these feelings.
You got some validation.
I think so. Buzzcut providing feeling validation. That's a new one.
Whoa. You know, the things you can get out of Beavis and Butt-head, it seems limitless sometimes.
Yeah, never stops. So how about you? What's next on your list?
Okay. I want to go with Tom Anderson's dog in the newer series, who is just completely passed out from boredom the entire time during Tom Anderson's war stories. He doesn't move ever.
That's such a good catch. Such a good catch.
I love it so much. I look for it every time there's a new Tom Anderson's war stories. I just need to know that he's still there.
Right. Yes, it's such a great little moment and can go totally unnoticed if you're not really paying attention. Kudos to you and to everyone else who noticed that, because that is such a great moment.
I love little details like that. And this poor dog is bored out of his mind.
Yep. And rightly so, right?
Yeah, honestly, if I had to be subjected to Tom Anderson's war stories all day, every day, I'd be bored too. And with that, I believe we are back to you. What's your next pick?
So I want to go back to season 9. I think in season 9 that you can tell that the writers were kind of let off the leash a little bit, and they could get away with things in 2011 that they couldn't get away with in 1995. And one of those was the word whore.
Oh, yeah.
And it shows up a couple times in season 9.
What, do you mean 8?
Or, excuse me, in season 8. Yeah, it shows up a couple times in season 8. But I think the best version of that is in the episode Holding, where we have the line, "Shut up, whore."
We've started saying this.
We have started saying this, and we've started saying it to each other. Is it healthy? Probably not. Is it funny? Hell yeah.
It's healthy for us.
Yes.
We say it from a place of love.
And we say it from a place of clearly we're joking.
Yeah.
Right.
We do not think the other is a whore for real.
Yeah. But that little line and just the way it's said, where it's like, do these people actually feel this way? Are they friends? And it's just so well delivered and so well written, and the context is just really, really, really well done. And
yeah, again, fantastic voice acting.
Yeah, and for all the people who like to shit on this show for being stupid, I think we've said this several times on the podcast. If you think this show is stupid, you're not paying attention.
And honestly, if you've watched the show and you still think that, you just don't get it. It's okay to move on.
Yeah. Hopefully the people who are listening to this podcast, they get it.
I would think so. I think we're finding our people.
All right. What you got? We're into the last third of our lists here.
Oh, wow.
We're getting really close anyway.
Well, I think I'm going to stick with a pet theme because I just talked about a dog. Now I'm going to talk about a cat.
Oh, boy.
And this is in the episode, a very special episode, where Beavis says, "Back, Poopy," right before smacking the cat when the cat tries to get the bird.
Yes, bad Poopy, bad Poopy.
I mean, the whole scene is hilarious because this awkward guy's like, "You want to pet my Poopy?" No, never. You never do. No, please no.
No.
But then Beavis's reaction, "Bad Poopy," smack. Obviously, it makes me laugh. I enjoy it.
And just another piece of advice, don't ever name your cat Poopy.
Don't even call your cat Poopy.
Right? Don't even make it a nickname. Yeah, just no.
Why?
Don't do it.
Stop that.
Don't do it.
Do better. So I think that takes care of my pet picks for the night. I think I'm out.
All right. Well, I do have one more season 8 pick.
Do it.
That is the moment where Beavis gets sent to the copier.
Yes.
And he gets told this piece of advice: do not copy your butt. And he starts walking down the hall. Do not copy my butt. Do not copy my butt. Do not copy my butt. Copy my butt. Copy my butt. Copy my butt. I'm like, wow. That's really what it is like to not have a fully developed prefrontal cortex.
Or good memory.
That too. I remember I'm supposed to do something about copying my butt. Was it do or don't? It must be do.
Right. For the record, that is one of my very favorite episodes of Beavis and Butt-head ever. And it's all because it is correlated for me with Nine Inch Nails' song Copy of a.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I'm just a copy of a copy of a copy. Copy my butt. Copy my butt. Copy my butt.
Yes. And they came out roughly the same time.
not too far off. Just a couple years apart.
Yeah, it's easy to make that connection if you've heard that song. So
Yeah. So anytime I hear the song, anytime I see the episode, those two things automatically are intertwined forever. And I love them both.
all right, my second to last one
Woo!
is a very short Beavis rant.
All right. Which one?
And that is when he gets bubbles around his head during Christmas when Beavis has to explain to Butthead what Christmas is. And he says, it's a celebration of the birth of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Again, the delivery.
And then Butthead's like, what? And then Beavis can't repeat it.
It's just one of those things that he'd absorbed in his head. He'd heard it from somebody, somewhere, sometime, spewed it out, and then it's like it's gone.
Yes, once he said it once, he could never say it again.
Irretrievable.
Yes.
Amazing.
And I love when Beavis rants on anything, but when his rants are like a single sentence long, that's even better.
And he says it, whether it is a sentence or not, he says it like a run-on sentence.
Right.
That's a good one. I like it.
Cool.
Okay, so I guess it's on to my next to last one. Ooh. We're going to go not for a line of dialogue, but for a visual moment.
Okay.
And that is when Beavis puts the neck brace around his waist to fake an injury for lawsuit money in Whiplash. One of your favorites, Attorney Joe Adler.
Now it's starting to look like got a case of whiplash.
We sure do. But he's just so damn skinny, and like there's no way that thing's fitting around his neck, so he puts it around his waist.
Such a good episode. That whole episode is just amazing. And that little moment is definitely like a laugh out loud moment every time.
Yeah, definitely had to make my list. That is actually an old holdover from round 1 and almost didn't make round 2. I was going to maybe keep it for the 3rd round, but you know what? No, we're sneaking it in because it deserves to be here.
Well, I'm going to give the listeners a little behind the scenes here for my last pick.
Do it.
I only picked 10 moments, and Shar stole one of them.
Do you want to tell them which one?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
So I have had to scramble here in the last couple minutes to think of a new one.
And that's all your fault for not having more picks.
Well, this is true. And mine actually is also a visual.
Okay.
And I love it because it puts me in a very specific space and time. And that is when Beavis becomes Cornholio by drinking a lot of soda at Burger World.
Via con Cornholio.
And you'll notice in that episode, what he's drinking from the fountain is called Volt Cola.
Yes.
Which is obviously a takeoff of Jolt Cola, which was the caffeinated soda of choice in the 90s for a lot of people. Over-caffeinated, I guess I could say.
The most caffeinated you could get at a convenience store at the time.
Yes. And it puts me in the mini mart in Bar None, Wyoming in 1996. I mean, it is
wow.
So specific of a time and a memory for me that every time I see it, I'm just struck with this like wave of nostalgia. And it's incredibly powerful and incredibly cool. And when I see Volt just show up on the little soda fountain, it's just kind of like, oh, I'm 15 again, you know?
Okay, you want to hear something really weird?
Sure.
I also remember the oddly specific time when I first tried Jolt Cola.
Oh, okay.
This was 1993, and I got it at 7-Eleven, and I almost liked it.
Almost. Yeah, I really didn't like the taste, and I didn't even have the benefits of the caffeine rush because I really didn't get that either.
Oh, you didn't? Oh.
No, I didn't, but...
Boo.
But this little moment in that episode definitely puts me in his place and time, and I'm not prone to those kinds of things, but that little moment really did that for me. So that'll be where we leave off on my list.
That's cool. I'm glad you ended on a memory like that.
Well, thank you.
That's fun.
So what's last on your list?
Wow, I really can't match that. I don't have a personal memory to relate to with what I have left over on my picks here. So I'm going to go for a line that you and I have been saying a lot since we did our season 3 rewatch of Mike Judge's Beavis and Butt-head.
Excellent.
And that is, my lawyer is a perv in $1 Million Reward.
We really have been saying that a lot.
We did do the thing where every time we see a lawyer billboard, we say the line, and we live in Southern California where lawyer billboards take up at least half of the billboard real estate around here, if not more.
Yeah, and you know them by name whether you want to or not.
And you know their number, you know the jingle, yeah, you know all the damn stuff.
And they're all pervs in our minds.
They are now.
Thanks, Beavis.
The things that we can take away from this show, it enriches our lives.
So thank you to all of you Ass Munches out there for joining us as we knocked off another 20 great moments from this series. And if you want to share some of your picks with us, you know how to do that. Blue Sky, Instagram, Facebook, at TP For Your Earholes, YouTube, TP For Your Earholes. Find us and let us know what memories you have and what moments really stand out for you in this series. We'd love to hear from you.
100%. And next week, I think we've got a challenge lined up for ourselves.
Yes, we do. We are going to try to take all 11 seasons of Beavis and Butt-head to this point and rank them.
How are we going to do this?
It sounds like a fool's errand, but you know what? Two better fools than us.
And here is the thing, is lists are always subjective. There are no wrong answers. We're going to give it our best shot, and then all of you out there listening can tell us how we're wrong, and I hope it generates some really good discussion. But before then, we have to agonize over making our lists. So we'll see you next week.